What's the strongest muscle in the body?
The strongest muscle in the body is the tongue.
How could that be?
Well, it is what it is. I'm glad you've learned something new.
You're listening to Sports in a Jiffy on Our Impact Radio 102.1 FM Lagos.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Sport Energy Field on Impact 102.1 FM. My name is Adeni Obafemi Falano, and we have a lot to talk about today on the Sport Show. I promise to be a very, very exciting one. It's a public holiday for those of us in Nigeria, because I know there are people, listening and of course, watching us from all across the globe, by the way. So, boy, in Nigeria, a public holiday. If there's one particular minister that is, working right now, it has to be the Minister of Interior, right, Tolu? I got that. I mean, the man has just been giving us public holiday, like there's no tomorrow. But then again,
it's necessary.
But this particular public holiday is because the federal government has declared a 7-day mourning for our former president, talking about former President Muhammadu Buhari, who died in London a few days ago, and they declared 7 days to mourn him, and they declared today as public holiday. I was hoping that they would just declare 1 week public holiday for everyone. Employers of labor will not like that particular statement from me, but hey. Let's look on the bright side. Let's talk about sport this morning. But before we get into all of that, we'll go on a very, very, very quick break. Again, very, very short one. When we come back, we'll delve into all our stories. Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to Sports in a Jiffy on Our Impact Radio 102.1 FM Lagos.
Hey, High Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
Who is the shortest basketball player in the world?
I like your curiosity. I'll tell you. Muggsy Bogues is the shortest player in the National Basketball Association history, listed at 5 feet 3 inches tall. He was drafted 12th overall by the Washington Bullets in 1987.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
I'm glad you asked.
I know, and I love you too. This is why I've made it so that you can now have me everywhere you go. www.highimpactstudios.com. Press play. Links in our social media bio. Click at High Impacts 1021 FM. Or you can just go the regular way. Turn on your radio and tune in to 102.1 FM.
We love you at High Impact Radio. Mwah!
See, there is no separating us now.
The high impact of Lagos.
You're listening to Sports in a Jiffy on Our Impact Radio 102.1 FM Lagos.
Welcome back to Sport Energy on our Impact 102.1 FM. It's a Tuesday morning in the city of Lagos. A cold Tuesday morning, by the way. But I'm very sure most of you are probably don't know what the weather is saying outside because you are indoor, right now. But we are part of the group of people they call essential workers. So you have to be on duty. Same goes for nurses, doctors, policemen, and of course our military parastatals, as well as maybe bus drivers. Can we categorize bus drivers as essential workers, Tolu?
Yes.
Bus drivers, they're essential workers.
Yeah, essential workers. They get you to where you need to go.
Exactly. So, since there is no lockdown, so bus workers can also be categorized as essential workers. So let's get into all the stories today. My name is Hadeni Obafemi Falana. In case you are just tuning in, Ayode Jajiwe has decided to allow me play as the lone striker this morning. So let's start with news from the home front and tell you that the home-based Super Eagles stars, talking about Godwin Obaje, Adi Aruna, and Kabiru Mohammed are gearing up for the 2024 African Nations Championship, talking about CHAN tournament. Eric's Chelsea side set up camp in Ikene for the competition last week, and of course 28 players are currently battling to make the final squad. And because out of the 28 players, Rangers forward, talking about Godwin Obaje, said the players are focused and ready to give their all at the competition. He went further to say, all of us are like brothers. We know ourselves from the different clubs that we play for. It's normal meeting ourselves here, and of course I am looking forward to the tournament. I am prepared and we need to give our best. He went further to say again that Nigeria is one of the best countries in Africa. We are preparing very well. Obaje's views was corroborated by Remo Stars Aruna Adi, who played a key part in the Sky Blue Stars title success last season. Adi stated that participating at the CHAN tournament will be a stepping stone for his career. I know what I can give. I am determined, focused, and ready to give my all to the team. It has been my dream to participate in the CHAN tournament and play for the Super Eagles. This is like a dream come true for me, a stepping stone to the next level, he declared. And of course, Kwara United Kabiru Mohammed discussed training under Eric Chair. He said he loves aggressive football and training under him has been intense. He likes his players to press whenever they are not with the ball. Nigeria, of course, we face that from Aruno, beg your pardon, not Aruno, Kwara United star Kabiru Mohammed. Of course, he said Eric Chair likes to press, of course, especially when the boys are not with the ball. I mean, he wants you to get the ball, quickly. Maybe a bit of gang pressing there from our coach, talking about Eric Chair. And of course, Nigeria will face defending champions Senegal, would also face Sudan and Congo in Group D at the CHAN 2024 tournament. The home Eagles will start their campaign against Senegal at the Amman Stadium, Zanzibar, on Tuesday, 7th of August. And of course, the competition will be hosted by 3 countries, talking about Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. And of course, the tournament will run from Saturday, 2nd of August to Saturday, 30th of August. And of course, the CHAN tournament, in case you are wondering, is reserved for players who play in their respective domestic league. So the boys are in Kenya training ahead of the CHAN tournament that is starting on the 2nd of August. That's about give or take a fortnight from now before the tournament actually starts. So hopefully the boys will be able to do a better job than what they did at the last tournament. Still sticking with news regarding Nigeria. Nigerian Super Falcons defender Tosi Deme has said Zambia is not a tough team. Okay. The Super Falcons will take on Zambia in the quarterfinals of the Women's African Cup of Nations in Morocco on Friday. And of course, while the Super Falcons topped the Group B on 7 points after winning 2 games and drawing 1, Zambia finished second in Group A also on 7 points. However, the Falcons are yet to concede a goal, while the Zambians have seen their net breached 4 times. But the Copper Queens scored in their 3 games in the 3 group matches, with star forward Barbara Banda scoring 3 goals and Rachel Kundanaji also scoring 3 goals, accounting for the 6 goals that the Zambians have scored at the WAFCON tournament. And of course, looking ahead to the big encounter, Deme played down the threat posed by Friday's opponent. She said Zambia is not a tough team compared to the Super Falcons. We are yet to concede a single goal after playing 3 games, but Zambia have conceded 4 goals. And of course, Deme has been part of the Super Falcons defense that has kept out goal threat so far in Morocco. Of course, she has seen action in all the 3 matches played by Justin Madugu's side so far. And of course, the 9-time WAFCON champions would go into context hoping to avenge their defeat to Zambia at the 2022 WAFCON tournament. And of course, both teams clashed in the 3rd place playoff, with Zambia triumphing 1-0. Other quarterfinal games, we see champions South Africa take on Senegal, and of course Algeria against Ghana, and of course the host Morocco will play against Mali. I'm talking about the WAFCON tournament. On the side of the Nigerian draw, Nigeria against Zambia, the winner of that game will play against the winner of South Africa versus Senegal. And of course, on the other side of the draw, the host nation Morocco will take on Mali. And of course, whoever wins in that game will play against Algeria or Ghana. But the Super Falcons defender Deme is talking tough this morning, saying that Zambia, they are not threat. Yeah, we will get the better. We'll get one over them this time around. But I mean, I want her to keep it in mind, or I want to remind her that the last time both teams played against each other, talking about the 2022 WAFCON tournament, Zambia actually defeated Nigeria in the 3rd place game, 1-0. So Nigeria didn't even get their hand on the golden bronze, as they call it here in the country. So moving away from that, but still sticking with news regarding the Nigerian footballer right now, talking about our Super Falcons forward, talking about Omorin-Shola Babajide. And of course, the report is that she, as AS Roma, talking about the female team of AS Roma, have announced the signing of Super Falcons forward, talking about Omorin-Shola Babajide. And Babajide joined the Galarossi on a free transfer and put pen to paper on a 2-year contract. The 27-year-old left Spanish La Liga F outfit UD Tenerife in May following the expiration of her contract. And of course, the versatile striker registered 10 goals and 5 assists in 26 league appearances in the final season as Tenerife. Babajide will wear the jersey number 30 at a new club. Because her arrival will increase the number of Nigerians at AS Roma to 2, with defender Shukurat Oladipo already a key part of the team. Risola spent majority of her career in England, playing for Crystal Palace, Millwall Lionesses, Watford, Liverpool, Brighton and Hove before moving to Spain in 2022. Babajide represented England at youth level before switching international allegiance to Nigeria. So that's that regarding Risola, who has now moved from Spain to Italy. Of course, she played in England, played for Crystal Palace, Millwall, Brighton and Liverpool, and now she has moved from Spain, where she played, she joined the Spanish team in the year 2022, and played 3 years there to 2025, and has not left at the expiration of a contract with the Spanish club. But still sticking with Nigerian news right now, this one is not so good for Victor Osimhen, because Napoli are doing everything within their means to frustrate his move, his return back to Galatasaray. And according to reports, that Galatasaray have rejected Napoli's new transfer conditions for Victor Osimhen to leave him stuck in limbo. The Turkish giant have refused to meet the fresh demand laid down by the Italian champions, putting Premier League clubs on red alert. Osimhen is being strongly linked with a move away from Napoli this summer after he spent a year on loan in Turkey, becoming the top goal scorer in the Super League. And of course, according to reports, especially from reputable journalists over there, one of them is Fabrizio Romano, and of course, the Serie A giants have demanded 40 million euros upfront from the Turkish side and the remaining 35 million euros in add-ons by 2026. They also want to include a sell-on clause, in the deal. And according to the report, we are getting an indication that they want 20%, sell-on clause on the deal. However, Galatasaray want to pay the remaining amount. They want to pay the remaining amount of the transfer fee by 2027, and they do not want to add any sell-on clause into the deal. So Galatasaray they've agreed to pay the 75 million euros release clause for Victor Osimhen, but they said they are going to pay 40 million euros right now, and of course the remaining 35 million euros will be paid by the end of 2027. And they are also saying they don't want a release clause included in that particular deal, but that has not gone down well with Napoli, who are saying that no, we want the 40 million euros right now. Of course, we want the remaining 35 million euros by the end of 2026, and we also want to include a 20% sell-on clause in the deal. Who is going to blink first, Napoli or Galatasaray? Only time I would say. But one man right now is at the center of this, and they say when two elephants are fighting, the ground will definitely suffer. I hope Victor Osimhen doesn't suffer at the end of the day. But the bigger question here is, you don't want to play for Napoli again. Why did you sign a contract extension in 2024? That is one question that I'm asking right now. You don't want to play for this club again, and you don't have a future with this club again. They don't want you. It's obvious that they don't want you. They tried selling you in 2024, and they were not able to sell you, to who they wanted to sell you to. And of course, you now ended up signing a contract extension. Who does that? I mean, that I don't know. But then again, we don't understand, the world of football business. Maybe one of these days we'll talk about the world of football business, on the show. Because we'll bring a lawyer in who is vast, when it comes to football business, and so maybe that lawyer will talk to us and make us understand what goes on in the mind of players and their agents when they sign contracts, with football club. Because right now Victor Osimhen doesn't know what is going to happen, and we don't know what is going to happen to Victor Osimhen. Is he going to Turkey or Saudi Arabia? He has already rejected moves from Saudi Arabia, by the way, and according to report, the English teams, they are not ready to pay him the salary that he is asking for. And I don't know why they don't want to pay him the salary he's asking. I don't know why, because most of the players that earns big money in England right now, they don't even play half of what Victor Osimhen is playing. But then again, you will never know what is going on behind the scene. But talking about what we know right now, it is that AC Milan have signed Luka Modric on a 1-year contract. The 39-year-old deal also includes the option of a further year. Of course, Modric left Real Madrid at the expiry of his deal after the Club World Cup. So at the age of 39, AC Milan has said this is the man that we want to bring into our team. Italian clubs are looking for Jiffy. I mean, that is their MOU over there in Italy. And of course, the 39-year-old has signed for AC Milan on a 1-year deal with an option of an extra year. Will he be able to play for an extra year? Well, that is left to be seen. But the man wants to keep fit so that he can travel with Croatia when they qualify, when they qualify for the World Cup in the year 2026. But still sticking with transfer news, Real Madrid have confirmed the signing of Alvaro Carreras from Benfica. Of course, the left back has signed a 6-year deal at the club. Carreras was part of the Manchester United Youth Academy before moving to Benfica last summer. And of course, the 22-year-old never made a senior appearance, for United, but did feature 39 times in England while on loan at Championship side Preston North End during the 2022-2023 campaign. And of course, Carreras becomes the latest addition to Xabi Alonso's squad following the arrivals of Trent Alexander-Arnold from Liverpool, Dean Huijsen from Bournemouth, and Franco Mastantuono from River Plate. So a bit of good news there for Real Madrid, and of course for Manchester United, because according to the deal they signed with Benfica, when they signed Carreras from them, they included I think 10% or 15% of the sell-on clause. They included a 10 or 15% sell-on clause on the deal. So according to the report, United will be getting close to like 8.5 million euros thereabout from that particular deal. Now talking about United, the gap between Manchester United and Brentford on the evaluation of Brian Mbeumo remains considerable, according to the Athletics, David Ornstein. The two sides are several million pounds, apart in the evaluation of the player. And of course, there have been no significant developments over the past couple of weeks, and the deal is still not imminent, but talks continue as United work to complete a move for the Cameroon forward. So United want to sign Brian Mbeumo from Brentford, and Brentford are saying, based on what they've seen in the transfer market, Anthony Elanga moving for 55 million pounds, Noni Madueke moving for roughly 52 million pounds from Chelsea to Arsenal, Elanga from Brentford, from Nottingham Forest to Newcastle United. They are also saying, and Kudus, moving from West Ham to Tottenham Hotspur for 55 million pounds. Also, Brentford are saying we want this amount also for our striker. And don't let us forget, Matthias Cunha also moved from Wolverhampton Wanderers to United for roughly 62 million pounds. So Brentford are saying that, having considered all these transfers and all these players moving, they are not up to the level of Brian Mbeumo if we are being sincere with ourselves. So we want at least nothing less than 65 million pounds from United. Will United pay 65 million pounds? Well, only time will tell. But United really need to move right now, because another Brentford player is being linked with a move away from the club, talking about Johan Wissa, who is being linked with a move to Tottenham Hotspur. So if Johan Wissa moves before Brian Mbeumo, United can consider the deal for Mbeumo null and void, because I don't think they have said they are not going to be selling those two players this summer transfer window. So either Mbeumo or Wissa, one has to leave. Both cannot leave. So if United are really serious about signing Mbeumo, they need to move very, very fast. And talking about moving very fast, Arsenal have moved, to sign to Valencia's, centre back, talking about Christian Mosquera. And of course, the deal is that Arsenal have agreed a deal with Valencia worth an initial 13 million pounds plus add-ons for defender Christian Mosquera. Mosquera has effectively confirmed his departure from Valencia. Personal terms on a 5-year deal are agreed in principle, and of course Mosquera is expected to fly into the UK in the next 24 to 48 hours for a medical and to finalize the move. And of course, Arsenal are hopeful all will be sorted in time for Mosquera to be part of the squad that flies out to Asia for the club's preseason tour on Sunday. And of course, alongside Mosquera, Arsenal will most likely also announce the signing of Noni Madueke today or tomorrow on a deal set to worth up to 52 million pounds. By the way, alongside Noni Madueke, there are also reports that Arsenal will most likely be announcing the signing of Victor Gyökeres from Sporting Lisbon either today or tomorrow, because a good time to be an Arsenal fan right now, but that cannot be compared to the trophy that Chelsea just won, talking about the Club World Cup. But right now, I think they are backing Mikel Arteta, giving him all the players that he needs to challenge for title. And at the end of the season, if he doesn't win any title, if he doesn't win any trophy, it's going to be a problem for Arsenal. And of course, for Mikel Arteta, from Arsenal fans, because right now, no excuse, from him. Alongside Christian Mosquera, they've also signed Norgard from Brentford, Martin Zubimendi from Real Sociedad, and of course, they are about to confirm the signing of Noni Madueke. And of course, if they get Victor Gyökeres and probably another winger, he has all the weapons that he needs to attack the coming season. Finally, on the news front this morning, Newcastle United have stepped up their interest in long-term striker target, talking about Ugo Ekitike. I almost said Ekitikete there, the spelling of his name is very, very funny. But Ugo Ekitike is the player that Newcastle United have stepped up their interest, in signing him. And the team side have held meetings in Germany over the past week with Eintracht Frankfurt. The reports in Germany have said they are reports in Germany, I beg your pardon, that further meetings with Ekitike's representatives have taken place in Austria, while Newcastle have traveled for a preseason, where Newcastle United have traveled, for a preseason training camps. And of course, talk centered over what will be a club record offer for the 23-year-old. And of course, Frankfurt valued the striker at 86 million pounds. But will Newcastle pay that? That is left to be seen. Newcastle tried and failed to sign Ekitike in 2022, and he moved to Paris Saint-Germain from Stade de Reims. So that's that regarding Ugo Ekitike. Will he be moving from Eintracht Frankfurt to Newcastle United? That is left to be seen. And of course, with Newcastle United signed Ugo Ekitike, what happens to Alexandra Isak? And according to reports, Isak is being linked with a move to Liverpool. Whatever they are doing in England, they should not allow Liverpool to sign Alexandra Isak. Add him to Florian Wirtz, Cody Gakpo, Luis Diaz, and Mohamed Salah. That is a very, very fearsome, attacking lineup. But then again, don't worry, Arsenal fans. If you can get your hand on Victor Gyökeres, get your hand on Eberechi Eze or Rodrigo, add that to Saka, Martinelli, and Noni Madueke. That's another attack to be scared of in the Premier League. Of course, everything is shaping up to be a very, very interesting season ahead, for football lovers, both in the English Premier League, the Spanish La Liga, Italian Serie A, the German Bundesliga, French Ligue 1, as well as our very own Nigeria Premier Football League. Will Red Monsters be able to defend their title? Well, only time will tell. And talking about time, we've come to the end of the show today. My name is Adeni Obafemi Falana. Till I come your way again tomorrow. Before I say bye for now, because I'm very sure Tulu will want to say one or two things. Tulu, you are enjoying the public holiday, right?
What are you doing?
just so you guys can know, I asked Tolu to reduce the AC in the office.
Because of it, I actually did.
Tolu said no. She wants me to freeze. But no problem. She's praying for me.
I am.
So when I leave this country, I'm planning on going to one of those Scandinavian countries or, Iceland, Norway. Or,
right.
I mean,
don't worry. So just use it as a... All this to
dress rehearsal.
Exactly. In fact, don't worry. We'll
trust
take
you're
it up
good.
a notch.
You're good, right?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
You're used to the code. So bye for now, everyone. See you tomorrow.